Hello, my fellow readers. It is spooky season, and so I am here with my thoughts on some disturbing reads. By disturbing, the enjoyable, creepy, macabre series. For me, that means talking about Junji Ito. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Dissolving Classroom and Remina. I will be doing a few follow-up videos that cover other works by Junji Ito, but today we're doing these two. So number one, and I don't want to get too into it, which is why I'm going to do two in one. So number one, Dissolving Classroom. This is a great, creepy read that, oh my gosh, mostly follows this brother and sister duo. You can actually see right on the front. We have Yuma and Chizumi. When we meet Yuma, he's just transferred into this new class and immediately starts apologizing. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And you're like, what is wrong with this kid? And as we uncover through the course of that story, as he apologizes to people, it does something to their brains, and it causes them to melt. So you can probably see in the background the dissolving people. It's really gross, and it starts with like their brain starts to melt, and so they'll like sniff and ugh, it's so gross, but it's so good. Like you can't stop reading it. And his creepy little sister, I mean, who really is creepy, like she'll just be like standing in like an alley or something, like doing a creepy laugh and like making people uncomfortable. She actually likes to lick up the people that are dissolved, and especially their brains. It's very disturbing. So this story essentially just like, it's a series of shorts that follow these two and like what's going on and what they do to people, but also like how did they get the ability to do what they do, and that's why I can't talk too much about it, because I don't want to give that away. It's integral to the story, and I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, so it's a series of shorts that focus around these two. It can be really gruesome, it can be very disturbing, but I also think it's pretty engaging. Like, I don't know, I was flipping through these pages pretty quick to find out like what's going on with these two, and will they be stopped, or are they just going to go on and on and on doing what they do. But also, I think it's interesting with stories like this, because I'm like, how far can they go before like everybody's gone, and then what will they do? I don't know. Overall though, this was enjoyable, like gross but fun. And the next book was Remina, and this is more of a full solid story, and it follows the scientist Dr. Oguro, who he discovers a new planet, I think. Yeah. That emerges from this wormhole, and he names it Remina after his daughter, and the two share a birthday, because like the day he discovered it was his daughter's birthday. And because of naming the planet for her and her birthday, they show his daughter, and she's this pretty young girl, and so soon she's being approached to become a celebrity and idol, and she's very hesitant to do so, but then she decides to do it because she really likes the, I don't know, agent, representative, whatever he is, manager, maybe he's her manager, I don't know. She really likes him, so she decides, okay, I'll give it a try. So she starts becoming famous and becoming an idol. And meanwhile, the scientists are discovering that there's something not quite right about the Remina planet. That Remina seems to be getting closer and closer. So it's getting closer and closer. And then they notice that stars are blinking out, and then they discover that the planet's eating other planets. So like it eats Pluto, and it keeps like getting closer and closer. And as it gets closer and closer, people start panicking, and they want to find a way to appease Remina and stop Remina. So you have these scientists that are trying to launch ships to go there and find out more about this planet. But then you also have people on the ground who are trying to find a way to like stop it, but like from an appeasement level. And a certain group decides that what they need to do is sacrifice Dr. Ogura and Remina in order to appease the planet and make it stop. So there's a whole like thrillery aspect about them trying to chase her down and what's going to happen. But also this just overwhelming like sense of dread, because how are they going to get out of this? How are they going to stop the planet? Can they? And also, what's going on with the planet? What is it? How can it eat these other like stars and planets? So I enjoyed this one. I would recommend this one as well. A lot of fun. So those are 2 Tales of the Macabre by Junji Ito that I would highly recommend if you're looking for disturbing, twisted reads for spooky season. Once again, I will be talking about other Junji Ito stories in future videos. But in the meantime, if you want to read Remina and Dissolving Classroom, you can either get them online, they're still in print, or you check with your local library and see if they have Junji Ito in their collection. I was able to borrow all of the ones that I read from the library, and I would recommend you giving that a look too, because again, there's a lot of books that you can read and you don't actually have to buy yourself, and they might be available from your local library to do so. And I acknowledge that this is not the case for all libraries. Some libraries aren't as cool as mine. Some have budget restrictions. Some will restrict collections based on where they're located. As much as that sucks to say, there are some areas that don't want to fund collections like manga because they don't view the content as appropriate for their community. I won't get into that because I don't think that's right, but it is a thing. It does happen. So it could be that your community can't fund it because those in control will not allow them to. But I will say always check with your library, see what they can do or what they offer, because for the most part we're very supportive of the genre. And yeah, that is it for this video. Until next time, bye.